Hope everyone's going good. It is Friday at noon. Time for another Toastamax stream. We're gonna wait a few minutes for people to get here, then we'll go ahead and get started. I gotta say, I actually came pretty close to canceling this stream today. And the reason for that was for the past few days, I've actually been dealing with some muscle pain, like around the top center of the back and like spreading around to like the right back shoulder or something like that. Um, but I already saw a doctor yesterday, so she gave me some medication to take for the muscle pain. And I just got to remember to drink plenty of water, don't overexert my muscles, and everything will be fine. It's like the rest of the day I'm good, which is why I didn't cancel the stream today, because I'm doing better now. It was just that in the mornings is when it's at its worst. So I'll stick with the painkillers for about a couple weeks, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Hopefully it goes away and I don't need physical therapy sessions, but that option is still on the table. Sharon Starkey, good to see you. So, how's your week going so far? Has anything interesting happened, or? I actually got quite a lot to share today, and then once I'm done with the live stream, I got to put the final touches on the next autism video for tomorrow, which is going to be how to turn your specialized interest into a potential career. I just got to put the final touches, the imagery on that, then everything will be all good to go. Plus, I'm also making an effort to actually, look at all of you. Because I remember last stream I was kind of struggling with that because the webcam was like way over here. So, all right. So, let's go ahead and get started. So, today I want to talk about why I love a certain video game character. Because this year... busy and you got a big event tomorrow? Well, fingers crossed. Hope everything goes well for you. Is it like a fundraising event, or is it like a get together, or what kind of event is it? Pizza party, nice. The pizza party yesterday. Yeah, it's like pizza is like my absolute favorite food, and I think I'll do another live stream on that another day, like why certain things have influenced why I eat certain things a lot. And I'm kind of wondering, like, if I didn't see those, like, would I have been better off on my diet? But that is for another time. So, this year has been a very big year for a certain video game character. If you've been paying attention to like what's been going on in the movie theaters, and also like a certain particular brand of food coming out, I think you know who it is. It's our favorite Italian plumber, Mario. Now, I've actually had quite a bit of history with this Nintendo mascot, and it all started with this. Super Mario 64. I think I got this back around like 1996, I believe. It was during Christmas, and we were unwrapping gifts, and I remember me and Daniel saw this big box, and we got to unwrapping it, and we were like so excited to see the Nintendo 64, because this was back during a time when Sears was still around. I don't think they're around anymore. So, this was back when Sears did more than just clothes. They actually showed video game consoles. They actually showed videos of like the demos for video games. They actually displayed the video game cartridges. Back when Sears was trying to be what Walmart is now. So, essentially. So, I saw it in stores. I really wanted to try it. And my dad actually got the Nintendo 64 for Christmas. Now, the first game I played wasn't necessarily this. It was actually Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, which was pretty cool, but like it wasn't really my first immersive experience. Like not fully immersive, because I remember watching the Star Wars movies, the original trilogy. I remember watching the original trilogy of Star Wars long before I played on the Nintendo 64. So I was already familiar with what kind of world that was. So it wasn't really fully immersive for me, knowing that it was something that already existed. But with this game, it's an entirely different story because I was shown a world that I knew nothing about. It was like beyond what I saw before. Like it's something that can only be seen in fantasy or pure imagination or dreams. And as I was playing this Italian plumber to roam around the different parts of the castle, going to different worlds, doing all sorts of things, I was absolutely mesmerized by everything that I was seeing, everything I was doing, how I was interacting with different elements in there. Like there were turtles that can talk, the Koopas. Then there was these brown mushrooms with big eyes on them, the Goombas. And then there's Bowser himself, this big bad boss of the bunch. It was like it was unlike an experience that I ever had before. Like this was something that couldn't really happen in reality. And it was like I was so captivated by this imaginary world of video games. And eventually I started looking into other Nintendo games like Star Fox 64, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Well, I watched my dad do it at that time, technically. Pokemon, and all sorts of other games, too. It was like the more I played different Nintendo games, the more I realized how expansive the video game universe could be. Like, I could be all sorts of people in this world. I could be an ace pilot. I could be a hero saving the day. I could be a Pokemon trainer looking after their Pokemon or just giving them orders to do battle. Like, in video games, you can be so many different things and experience all sorts of different things. And it was all traced back to Mario. Like, Mario was the reason that I love video games so much, even to this day. Like, I have like an Xbox, I have PlayStations, like I play those too, but more often than not, I always go back to Nintendo games because that was what really got me into the world of video games in the first place. Now, admittedly, because my first Mario game was Mario 64, it kind of spoiled me in terms of like enjoying 3D games versus 2D games. Because I remember going to Aunt Tina's place one time with all the cousins, and we gathered around to play on the original Nintendo Entertainment System and played the original Mario Brothers. So I look at the game, and back when I was a kid, I was like, what the heck is this? What is this? It's like, remember, I was a little kid back then, so I didn't know jack about video games. The only knowledge I knew was that of Nintendo 64. I had no idea that the Nintendo Entertainment System came long before the Nintendo 64. So it was like a new concept for me. Like, it felt kind of weird going from 3D to 2D, because, like, you could only look like a couple inches to the right to see what was going on. And if you wanted to see more, you'd have to scroll. And sometimes an enemy or an obstacle would pop out of nowhere, and I didn't really like that. So, like, I always like games where I can see right in front of me instead of, like, 2 feet. And where the game's like, oh, you want to see more? You gotta keep walking. You gotta keep walking. Oh, there's a trap hole. Why didn't you jump over it? Because I didn't see it! So, it was kind of an interesting experience going from 2D to 3D. And it's like, I feel like Mario 64 kind of spoiled me in terms of, like, you know, the video game experience. Like, I can't really do side scrollers that much. Yeah, like, for me, it has to be 3D. I want to see the world around me, not just like a flat level where it's like maybe this much and that's all you can see, you know? So, and the other thing about Super Mario that really stuck with me is actually has to do with one of my most prized possessions. This. It's a Mario 64 plushie. There are many like it, but this one is mine. So, it's actually a funny story as to how I got this. Um, I think it was about maybe a few months or a year or two when my dad had like one of his friends over. And I don't know whether that friend actually worked for Nintendo or maybe knew someone within Nintendo, but this friend comes over to the house and brings this. And like when I saw this Mario toy, my jaw just dropped. My eyes were like wide open. It was like the cartoons, like the eyes were popping out. I was going like, ooh! It was like, it was the most amazing thing I saw back when I was a kid. It was like, hey, that's Mario. That's the character I get to play in the video games. It was like the video game world I knew and loved made manifest in this. So like I was like drawn to it. I was mesmerized to it. It's like I had to have it. And like his friend or dad's friend was nice enough to to give it to me, and I've had it ever since. This is like over 20 years old. Actually around like maybe I don't know, maybe about 25 years old, maybe more. But like this is one of my most prized possessions, not just because it's like Mario having the wing cap flying around like I'm gonna fly for you. But it was like it wasn't just the fact that it was a cool looking toy, but it was also like the memories and the video games I played that kind of go with this. So I guess you could say that's another thing that really stuck with me in terms of like why I love Super Mario so much. Now, you're probably wondering, why am I talking about this now? And the reason for that is because this has been a very big year for Mario. Starting with the first thing, the Super Mario movie. Like, I watched that in theaters with Thomas, and nowadays I don't even watch movies that much in theaters unless it's for special occasions. The only special occasions I made in years was the live action Sonic the Hedgehog movies, the first and the second one, because I really wanted the full experience for that. But it's like nowadays, since a lot of movies can be streamed on like platforms like Paramount Plus or HBO Max or Amazon Prime Video and stuff like that, there doesn't really seem to be a point to go to movie theaters anymore unless you want the movie theater experience. Like there's something about going to a movie theater that's really special, but it's even more so when you get to do it with other people, you know? But it's like nowadays, since things just can be watched on YouTube or like can be streamed on a platform, there's not really a point to movie theaters that much these days. That's where they're kind of struggling with keeping the movie theater business alive in recent years, you know? It's just how the technology's going and the theaters trying their best, to stay in the market. But I made an exception for the Mario movie because this was something that I wanted to see for a very long time. And seeing the trailer, I was like super hyped. Like I immediately said to myself, okay, we're watching that in theaters, Thomas. We are watching that in theaters. Although me and Thomas had a bit of a disagreement on something, and it's something that a lot of people had a disagreement with, and that was whether or not Chris Pratt was an appropriate voice actor for Mario. And it's like, Thomas was like, no. Chris Pratt just doesn't have the voice, Oh, he's going to suck as Mario. But with me, I was willing to give Chris Pratt a chance because there's something that I think a lot of people are missing. There have been multiple variations of Mario throughout the years. It wasn't just Charles Martinet. There's like different versions. Let's see. Is there like a list? Who else's voice Martin? Like there were like the Super Mario Brothers Super Show and a couple other shows where it's like there were other voices as well for Mario. It wasn't just the one we know now. And for the life of me, they keep pulling up the Mario movie, but I can't seem to list who else has voiced Mario. Dang it. Who else voiced Mario? There we go. Yeah, unfortunately, it keeps pulling up the Mario Brothers movie for that, so I won't be able to look it up. But, like, the point is, there have been multiple variations of Mario over the years. It just so happens that Charles Martinet happens to be the ideal voice for Mario. Everyone loves hearing the voice of, "It's me, Mario!" And they automatically think of Mario. But when the first trailer came out and they heard Chris Pratt, they heard, well, Chris Pratt. So there were a lot of people that were not convinced that Chris Pratt was the right person for the role. But when I saw the movie, like when anyone saw the Mario movie, I think those doubts were put at ease because the trailers didn't really do Chris Pratt's performance justice. Like when you actually see the movie, his performance as Mario was like so much better. Like I could easily believe that is Mario. That is a Mario. It may not be the Charles Martinet Mario, but it does capture the spirit of Mario, and that's really what I wanted. So there was that, and there was like everything else going on in the movie, and I gotta tell you, that Mario movie was the single greatest video game movie I have ever seen. Even more so than like the Sonic movies, because like with the Sonic movies they were really enjoyable, but it was still kind of bound to the real world in a way. Sharon Starkey says Lou Albano, Walker Boom, Peter Cullen. Were those like the other voice actors for Mario? Because like I've been trying to look it up for the life of me. Maybe I was Googling it wrong. But what was I gonna say? Right, I was talking about the Mario movie. The reason like I love the Mario movie is like the number one video game movie of all time, more than Sonic movies, is not because they were bad, they were amazing, but you still had the sense they were still bound to the real world. But with the Mario movie, what let's see, there was Illumination, that's it. What the animation studio did was they went full animation. There was no live action element whatsoever. All of it was 3D animated and it still had that cartoonish video game look on every single character. Nothing stuck out like a sore thumb. It was like they could really grow on the imagination of the Mario world. Like you would see references left and right. You would hear the music and automatically think of the Mario world because it drew from the Mario games. Like everything came together into this beautiful movie, and I'm not gonna lie, it almost brought a tear to my eye, you know? Like I'm trying not to go too much into spoilers, but there's one part where it's like it was playing like a Mario theme. I was like, it was like every time I heard a video game music, I was like, oh, that's from that. Oh, that's from that. Oh, that's from this. It was like the amount of love and passion that went into this movie was absolutely incredible. Oh, Sharon says other voice, Mario voice. Okay, so yeah, so those are the other voices. Uh, yeah, I gotta remember to point that way. So, it was absolutely amazing. Now, some people had an issue with some of the licensed music that was played in the Mario movies, like there was Sunday, there was also I Need a Hero, and I kind of have to agree with that, but it didn't really take my enjoyment away from the Mario movie. And if we're going to be perfectly honest with each other, I'm pretty sure there's some contract agreement where movies have to use licensed music. So, like, with the Sonic movies, they can get away with, having those licensed music because it's bound to the real world. But like with the Mario movies, the music, the soundtrack in Mario games is so distinct. It is so unique that when you hear a music piece, you would think, oh, that's from a Nintendo game. And it's for that reason that the licensed music, when it played, it kind of stuck out a little bit more, but for the wrong reasons. But again, it did not take my overall enjoyment away from this experience. And it was like I bought it on YouTube because it's one of those movies where I would watch over and over and over and over again and never get tired of it. So it was absolutely amazing. It made over $1 billion in the box office. So it's like a massive achievement, despite what some critiques were saying. It was absolutely amazing. So there was that. And there was also the announcement of the Super Mario RPG remake. Now, for those who don't remember, Super Mario RPG was originally for the Super Nintendo. And the reason why that got so much love was because it was a different kind of Mario game. It was a role-playing, turn-by-turn based strategy game where players and enemies would take turns attacking each other. It was different, but it was really good. And it introduced different characters like Mallow and Geno. Characters that we didn't really see again for over 20 years. So, when the announcement came for Mario RPG Remake, everyone had their jaws dropped. Like, they thought it was just going to be like a one-to-one port from the Super Nintendo to the Nintendo Switch. But when they saw that light go around, I was like, wait a minute. Then it pops over to the remake and everyone just lost their minds. It was like something they always dreamed of. And one joke I was thinking about was showing one image of the RPG remake saying like, this is how we imagined it when we were kids. And then another image that shows how it actually was. And the reason I remember Mario RPG in particular was not necessarily because I owned it, but because I played it. I went over to Opa and Oma's house sometimes, like for like summer vacation or stuff like that, and I would kind of watch my older brother Daniel or some of the cousins play Mario RPG. And because I didn't own it, I never really got to play it all the way, And when it came to the Nintendo Wii, if anyone even remembers that anymore, when it came to the Nintendo Wii, I had more time I had, accessibility to it, but the problem became that I had other games to play, so I didn't have time for it. So, like, when this game was announced, I was like, okay, I gotta do a special stream on that on my birthday because it's gonna be released November 17th, and my birthday's on November 25th. So what we're gonna do, and I'll give you a reminder later on, is on November 25th. I believe that is a Saturday, maybe. Yeah, it's a Saturday. So Saturday, November 25th. What I want to do is kind of a subathon, where like every 5 new subs, give or take, would extend the live stream by, I don't know, maybe about half an hour to an hour, give or take. Something, I want something for viewers to interact with and tell me that they want more. because I would want to play Mario RPG for as long as I can, but then afterwards just play it on my own because it's a piece of my childhood and it's something I myself would enjoy, and I would want to see whether or not all of you would enjoy it. So I'll give you more details on that later on this year. So there was that, and something else that came out recently on July 10th. There was a collaboration with Mario and a certain food brand. Look at that. Look at that. If you were to tell my 12-year-old self that this would be a thing, I'd call you a liar. Like, Mario and Oreos, the combination of my two most favorite things come together into one. So that is absolutely amazing. And basically what this is, it's the Oreo cookies with, different symbols or different icons on it. And let's go and open it. Let's take a look at a few. I'm not going to eat them. I'm just going to take a look at them. Kind of show them to you. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and open this up. Let go. Yeah, and let go. Yeah. And it's like, there we go. Come on, let go. There we go. There we go. So, like, when I saw on Facebook that these Mario Oreos were coming out to stores, I was like, okay, that's it. I'm doing a live stream on Mario. So, the reason this whole live stream exists is because of this. So, let's take a look at some, shall we? Again, not going to eat them. I'm just going to look at them. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, that must be very lucky because, like, I kid you not, the first Oreo pull out, I pulled one out at random, and it's this. There we go. Just get the good focus on that. Literally the first Oreo I pulled out, and it's a superstar. Okay, I'll stop. So that's really cool. And the funny thing is, like, the last time something like this happened was with Pokemon. There was this limited time where they would do Oreos on Pokemon. And, there was something really weird that happened with that. And that was, let me go ahead and close this up real quick. What happened with that was there was this thing going on where there was these rare Mew Oreos. And what was happening was, rather than eating them, the thing we do with food, rather than eating them, people would take these Mew Oreos and then sell them online at, like, eBay or try to preserve them. And these things, I kid you not, were going for like hundreds or a couple times even over $1,000 for just one or two Mew Oreos. And, like, so I got them in my Pokemon bag, and, like, look at that. Look at that. I still have them. Like, many months later, I still have the Mew Oreos. It's like, Thomas looked at me. Let me just see if I can show it clearly. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, easy. So, one of them's a little bit damaged, but the other one's untouched. So, when I showed these to Thomas, he just looked at me and said, "Bro, really? Really?" And, like, I told him, yeah, that's what's going on right now. Like, what should I do? Should I sell them on eBay for like $100? And Thomas was like, no, don't bother. It's just a trend. It's gonna go away and over time. It's like, but there's big bucks. And Thomas was like, they're cookies. You eat them. You do not sell them for hundreds of bucks or try to preserve or laminate them. Oh my god. So it's like, that was a thing going on. And I'm kind of curious as to if they're going to do the same thing with, the Star Oreos. Like, I have no idea, like, where that idea came from in terms of, like, let's say this Oreo was like super rare and it'd be very valuable, you know. It's a bunch of chocolate and a bunch of a bunch of sugar. What do you want? Let's see what else is in here. Let's see. Oh, here's one. This is the mushrooms. Like, it could be either the regular mushrooms or like the 1-up mushrooms. You know, they look kind of similar. It's just the main difference is color. So that's another one. Let's take a look at what else is in this bag of goodies. Ah, here we are. Everyone's favorite younger brother, Luigi. Here we are. No, no, no. There we go. Focus on the cookie, not on me. There we go. My webcam has an autofocus thing, so. Let's see, what else? Ah, yes, Toad. I swear, the only thing that's more annoying than Toad is Slippy Toad from Star Fox. That, like, Slippy Toad is the single most annoying character in the Star Fox franchise. At least for, like, Star Fox 64 and Star Fox Adventures, you know? Certainly hope the voice actors from the Event Horizon project didn't hear that. Otherwise, it's going to be in the Discord group like, so I heard you were talking smack about Slippy. Yes, the Spinies right here. There we go. The Spiny Oreos, or as Bowser would call them, whatever those things are. That was the other thing. I really loved adding voices to the characters, and that was like, you know, related to Star Fox 64, where I would throw voices on the characters. Let's see. Ah, there he is. There he is. Everyone's favorite Nintendo character, Mario, right here. There we go. So I did quite a variety of these Oreo pieces so far. And I've only drawn for like one tray. It's like the Mario right there. Good. There we go. So I guess this has turned into an unboxing video. You know, technically it's a box. It's a container. It contains things. So I guess it's technically an unboxing. Let's see. Ah, yes, the bloopers. Those were particularly annoying in the original Mario games. They just float menacingly. There we go. Let's see what else is in here. That's Mario again. We'll probably go for a few more minutes showing off these Oreos, and then I'll go and wrap up the stream. Another Luigi. Ah, the Goombas. The Goombas. There we go. You know, if people start selling these Oreo things, like the Star Oreo at, like, ridiculous prices, like, I don't think I'm going to try it, because, like, even my younger brother Thomas said this was kind of ridiculous. There we go. But yeah, like, if you want to share, like, if you have any particular experience with Mario, if you want to talk about that, we can talk about that. Oh, that's Bowser Jr. Now, I believe, yeah, Bowser had, like, the 6 Koopalings, like, the Koopa Kids. But, like, Baby Bowser was first introduced in the first Mario Party, when you got to the last map, and back then he was called Baby Bowser. But it wasn't until, like, future games like Mario Sunshine where you would actually get the name Bowser Jr. Let's see what else is in here. There we are. It's your booze. Your booze. They come creepy towards you when you're not looking at them. But when you look at them, like, oh, no, I'm too shy. I'm so anxiety-filled. Ah. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Let's see what else is in here. Ah, there we are. Some Koopas for you. Some Koopas. There we go. There's like the first time I saw Koopa was the one where I actually had to race. And funny enough, when I saw the Koopas in the first Mario game, I was like, hey, maybe they're friendly, like the one in Mario 64. I'll go walk over and say hi. Nope, they're enemies. Like, how could you betray me, Koopa? I thought we were racing bros. There we go. You know, I'm surprised I didn't see any Princess Peach in here yet. Ooh, but I do see a Yoshi. Yoshi! Not my best Yoshi impression, but it's still a Yoshi. There we go. Really testing the autofocus on this webcam today, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see. There's the piranha plants. There we go. Cool. I really love the detail work on these. Like, it's the tiniest of details that makes such a big difference. And I'll probably switch hands because I'm not doing my back muscles, my upper back muscles any favors. Now then, Ooh, hold up. This is a coin, like the typical Mario currency. Now, like, the thing is with this, there was the regular Mario coins, but for those who play Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, there was also these green coins that they would use. And in Mario RPG, there were frog coins that were used as well. I think the regular coins and frog coins were like separate currency in the Mario RPG, but I could be wrong. Right, we're only going to look at a couple more, and then we'll go and wrap it up. Let's see. Nope. Nope. And those who are wondering, like, lurking in here, saying, like, did you literally buy a thing of Mario packs just for this stream? Yes, I did. Don't judge me. All right. I actually think that's about all the different ones here. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all of them. Okay, so I'm going to put this back. Probably eat it later. Okay, so yeah, so that was this pack of Mario Oreos. Hope you enjoyed the showcasing of it. But I'm kind of surprised that I didn't see like a Bowser or a Peach Oreo in there. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. But who knows? Maybe they're in another castle. I'd like to thank you all who got that joke. So, anyway, that's going to go ahead and wrap it for today's stream. It actually went really well. There was only like one time where I actually paused and like actually had to think, and that was like when I was trying to find the different Mario actors. But I think the stream went well. Yeah, so if you're watching this after the live stream, if you want to share your experience with Mario, let me know in the comments section below. So, yeah, this was a very nice stream. But I got to go ahead and wrap it up because I got to get some video editing done so that the next autism video can be ready for tomorrow. So, thank you very much for watching, everybody. If you enjoy what you see, consider liking and subscribing to Toastamac to stay up to date in our latest videos. And clicking the bell icon really helps, especially if you're like from a Facebook group. I noticed that sometimes my post on the Facebook groups takes a little bit in order to get approved. And seen in the rest of the group. So if you want to know when I live stream next, which is most likely going to be another Friday at noon, if you want to know as soon as I go live, it's important that you subscribe and hit that bell icon so that way you'll be notified when I live stream next. All right? So that's going to go ahead and wrap it. Thank you very much for watching this live stream, everybody, whether you're watching it live or afterwards. Until the next one. See you later.